Okay, so here is an explanation on how to get the settings I have for my modded game. First of all, you have to go and grab FFVII. You can see the video link in the description. Once you have it, you just have to go and launch FFVII. And I will share with you the mod settings I have. So this is FFVII. You normally go and browse the catalog. I suggest downloading most of them. The ones with the stars are the ones that I have downloaded. So I actually downloaded more than I needed, but some of them are worth trying. So I have the barrett mode, CMH 175 avatars, ESUI, Control Edition, ED Music, FFF7 soundtrack. I actually not changing the soundtrack, but if you want to change it, you can go for it. I believe that once the remake soundtrack is out, it will be probably a very good idea to try to plug it in here. Borderless FF7, speed hack. Actually, this is convenient when you want to record videos and you want to skip certain battles. Enhanced stock UI, Rel 2, FF7 remake ESUI theme, animations, battle models, battle textures, field models, field textures, gameplay, media, minigames, miscellaneous, spell textures, user interface, world models, and world textures. So once you download all of them, you will actually get a screen like this. And I was using FFVII so I have some of my legacy mods, so just don't pay attention to these ones. You will get all of the ones below this line. So FFVII will actually make sure that you have them in the right order, so you don't have to worry about that. Let's just go and look at my configuration for all of them. So let's look at all textures. I just have like the remako HD. I think it looks pretty good. Actually, it looks very similar to the Satsuki one in my opinion, but I like remako a little bit better. Miscellaneous. I actually don't have the Jesse mod because I didn't want to change the way the game plays, but you can have Jesse with you if you want. I do have the avalanche fields. I think like some of the scenes are created quite nicely in that one. The UI v2, I actually have the stock, the NAND stock, so I actually like this mod. It looks nice, but again, if you want the look of the vanilla one, you can keep this one too. So I actually adding this extra status so you can see shield and fury, which are useful too. I like the colored items plus standard material. The UI thickness, I selected the thinnest bars. For the brightness, I selected bright fonts. For the battle view, I selected minimalistic. I selected optimize UI v2. I actually like the way it looks, especially with transparency. So I have exactly like here, I have like the no battle boxes view. So it looks kind of like a Final Fantasy VIII look, or Final Fantasy IX. So like no background. It looks kind of like a newer game, and you get to see more of the backgrounds. So no box text, only for the help. If you want, you can disable that and you can still see this. I actually like no text, no box. I also have like the overhaul for the field dialog text. The controller icons, well, I actually like the way that PlayStation looks like, but if you are playing with an Xbox controller, you can select that one too. I just select the PSX icons. I also like to see the X bar on the menus, but that's again your choice. For the animations, this one is important. I selected 60 FPS. It makes things look much smoother, so I definitely recommend you selecting this one. For the field, again, I have like new animations, so I selected like the ones from Kaldrasha, which are like right now the only option. Same for the world. For the battle models, and this is my personal opinion, but I think the Ninostyle models are just gorgeous. They look like the original art from Nomura. If you look at the different ones, you have several options, but these actually look like hand-drawn, like just taken from the original artwork. And we have one for each of them. But it actually has several versions. I like version 3. But yeah, all of them look actually very similar to the original art. It's really nice. For enemies, some of them have Ninostyle, not all of them. So for Diamond I have Grimy. For Frog I have Style 2. But most of them have Ninostyle. So like Team Avalanche, actually this one looks kind of like the one in Crisis Core. So Ninostyle, Wolfman, Grimy, Ninostyle again. I wish Ninostyle had all of them out. I guess at some point he will. But for now, you have to select some other options. For weapons, so actually this is actually like the weapons the character has, and those are like the variants I like the most. So I like the Micro Slayer next. For Kate Sid, I like Omega Res Novire. For Cloud I have no change because actually his model has the weapons. For Red 13 I have Philman, for Sephiroth I have Mike, and for Yuffie I have Mike as well. Now the field models, I'm actually not using the resize mod. I will probably use it for my next video, see if it looks good, and if not I will switch back. If you have seen my videos you will notice that sometimes they look kind of small, so yeah, actually it might be good to resize them. Not sure about this, you can play with it, I haven't tried it too much. So dynamic weapons, again I have like the weapons from Ninostyle for Cloud. So like pretty much every option is Ninostyle and I get them in the right hand. So for objects I have mostly, well actually I choose different things. I like this one from Grimy, I like this one from Tiva Avalanche, this one from Slayer's Next, and the save point from Tiva Avalanche. Again, I opted more often than not for the Ninostyle ones, which look fantastic. For the support characters, again I have Ninostyle, Calderasha in terms of, in the case of Bugenhagen, Jesse's Ninostyle, Wedge's Calderasha. Actually he will look a bit off, but there is no Ninostyle version for him, unfortunately. Also like we have like some Ninostyle versions for different enemies. And well, for the NPCs, Calderasha is the way to go. Gameplay. So I didn't change the gameplay. I wanted to play vanilla style, but you can actually make changes here if you want to actually make it harder or easier. The same way, like you can actually have like always run on. I didn't have it, so I didn't change too much of the gameplay. I disabled mouse because I don't want to see the cursor, but again most of them are the same. I didn't want to see the hand indicator, it's kind of annoying. I didn't want to cheat here, I didn't want to have Lucky Kite Seed or Tifa. I still kept random battles, except for, I mean, you may want to use this one if the game crashes and you need to repeat a part. Maybe you want to enable random battles to be off. Again, I didn't change any of these. User interface. So here I actually have Enhanced Stock here off because it's on in the other one. You can only enable one of them and the other one is newer. Again, this is going to be very similar to the previous one, and I think you only need to enable in one of them. Actually I think like backgrounds is like something different in this one. Yeah, so you may choose different options, different screens here. So I just have like a newer Buster Sword for the intro, but you can just have like the default. World model, so again Ninostyle, and this is just Sid, Cloud and Tifa because they are like the only ones you control in the world map. Again, some models for the weapons and for the vehicles. PRP for the weapons and Ninostyle for the vehicles. World textures, I actually like remako better, so again your choice, they seem very similar, but I loaded and changed, and as a matter of preference I prefer remako. It's nice to see what some machine learning can do for your game. So Chocobo races, I like Caldrasha for the riders in the races, grimy for the textures. Again, grimy for the textures here, stray off, plus grimy, Caldrasha, no change. Again, like actually for the music I kept mostly the same. I like the classic PSX feeling of the music when playing FF7. Maybe now that the FF7 remake soundtrack will be out, I may change my mind. Again, mostly grimy textures when there is no Ninostyle option. I don't know why I kept this one on. I may turn this off eventually. So what's this one? Spell textures. Oh yeah, this makes a big difference. Yeah, I kept like the Satsuki textures here. They look really nice when you're throwing spells. This is for Kate Seed, like coin skill, limit breaks. Oh yeah, like the flare looks really nice. I like this version too. Like they have like different colors. I actually like the red one a lot. Media. So I have like the upscale Satsuki version. Again, these ones look less grainy, feel great, as you can see in my videos. I kept the original soundtrack, but you have different versions. If I were to choose another one, I will probably get either the professional or the OST remaster, but I will probably make my own choice. You can actually go and change the MP3s in the media folder in your game. Once the remake soundtrack comes out, or at least I get it in my inbox, I will try to make a arrangement with the soundtrack and some nice tracks from Distant Worlds and other nice news sources. Again, I didn't change the sound. I like the way it sounds, the way it is. Speed hack is off. The fill textures I have, again, remako. Borderless, I don't think I enabled it. No, it's off. So ED music, the avatars, all of these are off. I actually prefer the way things look with the Ninostyle mods and the other mods I selected. So pretty much you have to just select all that and then you click play. For settings, just in case you want to see, I actually have I installed in this path. It was convenient and it didn't give me problems because it was a short path. Movies, texture 7 heaven. I have these two URLs for catalogs. I didn't need any more. There are more URLs if you want some other mods I don't have, but this was enough for me. What other setting I may want to share? I think that's it. So yeah, once you have this, you only click play here. It will try to mod the game on the fly, and it will just go and launch it. Pretty simple. I wish it was like this when we were working on 7 Heaven V1. So if you have any questions, feel free to jump in. Everything else will be on the description. Enjoy!